If, for instance, you were to refresh your breath with a 1.5 calorie Tic Tac, as opposed to a 6.5 calorie Certs, over a lifetime, it could easily mean the difference of maybe 100,000 calories?
If living with obsession is a sin, let me be guilty.
Calvin Klein, Obsession for Men. Oh, the pleasures of the flesh.
That's Paul Macy's.
Tonight's special, locally sponsored by Express Mail Overnight Service.
Good evening, I'm Larry King.
And I'm Alan Trio. Philadelphia celebrates history today as thousands converge upon our city for parades, picnics, fireworks, and more on this, the 200th birthday of the U.S. Constitution.
Our day-long celebration continues tonight with I Love Liberty. Jane Fonda, Robin Williams, and Barbra Streisand are just a few of the many stars you'll see. It's a 2-hour tribute to America, and it's next, right here on Channel 10 tonight.
Sports Arena, welcome to I Love Liberty. Starring Desi Arnaz Jr., Patty Dugaston, Christopher Atkins, Bill Glaber in the Pasadena Boys Choir, Arthur Burghardt, LeVar Burton, Jane Fonda, Anthony Geary, Senator Barry Goldwater, Valerie Harper, Gregory Hines, Judd Hirsch, Michael Horst, Jerry Jewell, Burt Lancaster, Michelle Lee, Hal Linden, Christy McNichol, Melissa Manchester, Walter Matthau, Mary Tyler Moore, the Muppets and Big Bird, Helen Reddy, Christopher Reeve, Reverend James Cleveland Choir, Kenny Rogers, Martin Sheen, Madge Sinclair, Rod Steiger, Barbra Streisand, Dick Van Patten, Dionne Warwick, Robin Williams, and the U.S. Air Force Band in Europe.
Cereal, fruit wheats, whoa, an incredible taste in each bite that you take. Inside you get strawberry, apple, or raisin. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, now
In a battle drill, you need horsepower, firepower, people power. That's teamwork.
Moving tank, direct front, sit down.
This team uses a computer, thermal sight, laser rangefinder.
Fire! Yeah! All that you can.
We win, the whole tank wins. The whole team wins, not just one person.
Find your future in the Army.
Here's Martha Ray with big news.
Folks, it's official. The big mouth is now the fresh mouth. And here's why. Introducing Super Strength Polident, now with a minty mouthwash ingredient. So it freshens dentures as it cleans them. Look, new Polident Super Strength powers away tough food stains. And now the minty mouthwash ingredient freshens your dentures. So take it from the fresh mouth. Try new Polident Green or Mint Fresh Smoker's Polident. They freshen while they clean.
I Love Liberty will continue in a moment.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle. But it's not so easy. Because express mail has overnight reliability that's close to perfect, the most convenient locations, and prices as low as $10.75. Most others charge you about twice that. So if you want a combination of low prices, convenience, and reliability no one can imitate, use the original express mail service from your post office.
We built a proud new feeling, super fresh.
Scoop up the savings on Seal Test ice cream. Half gallon, $1.69 with coupon. Any flavor. And get end of summer savings on Pepsi products. Only 79 cents for each 2-liter bottle. Wake up with Quaker Instant Oatmeal. 12 to 15-ounce packages, $1.59, all varieties.
We built a proud new feeling, super fresh.
Dear citizens-to-be, my name is Leonard Hand, and I have the honor, this day, May 21st, 1944, to commend to you the spirit of liberty. Liberty lies in the hearts of men and women, and when it dies, no constitution, no court, no law can save it. What then is the spirit of liberty? I cannot define it. I can only tell you my own faith. The spirit of liberty is the spirit that is not always sure that it is right. The spirit of liberty is the spirit that seeks to understand the minds of other men and women. The spirit of liberty is the spirit that weighs their interest alongside of its own without bias. The spirit of liberty remembers that even the sparrow does not fall to earth unheeded. The spirit of liberty is the spirit of him who 2,000 years ago taught mankind the lesson it has never learned, but has never quite forgotten, that someday there may be a kingdom where the least shall be heard side by side with the greatest. Congratulations, Americans.
Congratulations, Americans, and welcome to I Love Liberty. Who am I? I'm an American. I was just a kid back in 1944 when my grandmother took me to hear Judge Hand make that famous speech on I Am an American Day. Now here we are 38 years later celebrating I Love Liberty. And I still get sentimental when I hear words like that. Maybe it's because of my grandmother. She was from Ireland, of course, but America was her passion. She used to write the President of the United States nearly every week, and each letter started exactly the same way. My dearest, darling Mr. President. Now, don't you go listen to them when they try and tell you such and so forth. And even when she was upset with her president, the letter started exactly the same way. My dearest, darling Mr. President, you were wrong when you did such and so. And I can remember for years as a boy running down 3 flights of stairs nearly every day to check that mailbox. And sure enough, every now and then, there'd be a letter there addressed to my grandmother from the White House. Oh, it was from a staff member, of course, but nevertheless, it was from the White House, and it was addressed to my grandmother. I thought that was a miracle then, and I still do. Anyway, here we are celebrating the 250th birthday of our first president. And can you imagine if old George Washington came to America and saw us today? First of all, we'd have to welcome him to California. California, you'd say, what's that? Well, it's a state, Mr. President. You see, when you died, there were only 16 states and 5 million people. Well, sir, today, we are 50 states and 230 million people. You've got to be kidding, you'd say. And we'd show him. We'd fly him all over the country. Fly me? Yes, Mr. President. About 80 years ago, a couple of us had been in an airplane. And we can fly you from Los Angeles to New York in just a few hours, and from there on up to Boston, and back down to Philadelphia and Baltimore, and over to Washington, D.C. We named that one after you, Mr. President. And from there, we'd head south to Memphis and Mobile, to Atlanta and Jacksonville and Miami, and then over to New Orleans and on to Houston, and then up to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Kansas City and St. Louis, and over to Indianapolis and Cincinnati, and then to Cleveland and Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Detroit, and Minneapolis, and St. Paul, Minnesota, and Milwaukee, and then on up to Portland and Seattle, and then way up to Anchorage, Alaska, and then way out in the Pacific to Honolulu, and back again to San Francisco. He'd see them all, and I know. I just know old George would say, you mean you did all that in just a couple of 100 years? Well, sir, we did a lot more than that, sir. We even sent some men to the moon. And more importantly, sir, we brought them back again. Aren't we remarkable? Now, if I know my George Washington, and I think I do, American history is my hobby. My grandmother saw to that. I think old George would have a few more questions for us, like, did you ever learn to get along with one another? And we'd have to tell him the truth. We'd have to say, no, sir, not always. It's a constant struggle, Mr. President. You got to remember, we came from so many different foreign places you can't even imagine. Why, right here in California alone, people speak 90 different languages. And Mr. President, I'm willing to bet you that right here in this hall, right here tonight, there are people representative of every nation on earth. Let's find out. First of all, how many people here are Native Americans? Let me hear from you. Native Americans. How many Hispanics? Are there Hispanics here? How many blacks? How many Irish? Italian? Polish? German? Greek? How many Israelis? Arabs? Come on, let's hear it. How many Russians? Chinese? Vietnamese? Portuguese? Dutch? French? Even British? Now, you hear that, Mr. President? But we're all Americans, aren't we? We are all of us Americans. 230 million people, sir, still promising liberty and justice for all. We don't always make it. We don't always deliver on that promise, sir. But we always try. Isn't that remarkable, Mr. President? Come on, let's hear it for us. Isn't that a remarkable thing? Let's hear it.
Goldwater, and they wanted me to introduce this next musical number, and I suggested something patriotic, very patriotic. That's my style. What's wrong with a little flag waving? Well, not everyone agreed with me. When it came to staging this next musical number, we argued those 2 points among ourselves. Half of us, my side, wanted to make this number really big, super patriotic, and the rest wanted to be, you know, subtle about it, without all the hoop-de-doo and razzmatazz. So what we did was what all Americans do when they are in absolute disagreement, we compromise. So, on with the show. Was a compromise.
Hello, my name is Clarence Sale. For years, hundreds of car dealers have used my good name at this time of year without my permission. So now, with the help of a big-time agent and a few dollars, I have given the official use of my good name to the Quality Plus Ford dealers. Announcing the Quality Plus Ford dealers clearance sale. You will save big. Oh, yes. May I introduce you to my wife, Closeout.
You can see it everywhere. Everything you need is there.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle, but it's not so easy. You see, express mail overnight reliability is close to perfect, with the most convenient locations and prices as low as $10.75. About half what most others charge. So we're pretty hard to imitate. So use the original express mail service from your post office.
I Love Liberty will continue in a moment.
Years ago, my doctor told me about Metamucil. Boy, was it gritty. This year, he recommended Citracel. What a difference.
Let's compare. Both have fiber for regularity, but Metamucil is gritty, so it won't all go through the strainer. Citracel mixes completely. Its special fiber pours right through. And Citracel's every bit as effective as Metamucil. Citracel. Great taste, no grit.
I'm Alan Frio. A bicentennial birthday bash in Philadelphia today. Thousands join us in paying tribute to the signing of the Constitution. Stay with us for continuous coverage as we highlight the day's events. Take you live to Penn's Landing for a spectacle of color and lights right here on Channel 10.
If your children are between the ages of 2 and 13, here's great news for their teeth. Introducing gentle cleaning formula Aquafresh for kids. Now 30% gentler for kids' teeth, yet still cleans effectively and gives clinically proven fluoride protection. New gentle cleaning Aquafresh for kids.
They'll taste great.
With a taste that makes kids want to brush. Aquafresh for kids. Now 30% gentler for your kids' teeth.
I can't believe it. In just 1 week, I lost enough weight to actually see the difference.
SlimFast is making a pledge. Give us a week, we'll take off the weight.
I used SlimFast for breakfast and lunch. It was delicious. And in just 1 week, I lost weight.
The SlimFast plan can live up to its pledge because each shake is a nutritious, low-calorie meal.
My husband didn't think I could lose the weight.
Boy, was I wrong.
The SlimFast pledge. Give us a week, we'll take off the weight. Also try delicious SlimFast nutrition bars.
I Love Liberty will continue in a moment.
Friday at 7:30 on Out of This World.
Your father is an alien.
A star child inherits unearthly powers.
That's all, folks.
On Out of This World. Friday at 7:30 on Channel 10.
Then Saturday, a sneak preview of We Got It Made.
Are you still looking for a maid?
You're hired. Mickey's moving in and driving the guys out of their minds on the premiere of We Got It Made. Sneak preview Saturday at 7:30.
What a year to be here! Police officers, nobody move! Nobody move! Nobody move!
Premiering Wednesday on CBS.
Hello!
It's Offbeat.
I should have stayed on the golf course.
The oldest rookie. Then, he's about to take a risk most wouldn't even consider.
It's not about who you are, it's about what you are.
He's an undercover cop up against the mob. Ken Wall in a special 2-hour preview. Wise Guy. Right after the premiere of The Oldest Rookie. Wednesday on CBS.
When you're banking with us, Mellon does what it takes. We'll do whatever you need to get the breaks. All the best you deserve, you see. We make things easy. We do whatever it takes. We are the Mellon Bank. Mellon knows what it takes.
I'm looking for you. Wow. Look at all these people. Gee. Why, there must be thousands here. Well, maybe even hundreds. Who knows? Dozens may well be involved. Kind of makes me want to make a speech. My friends, on this great I Love Liberty occasion, it does my heart good to know that you are all pro-bird. That we have never had a president who is a bird. Or have we?
Big Bird! Big Bird, can you hear me?
Yes, but I thought on the 7th day you rested.
We need you, Big Bird. We're about to discuss turmoil.
Oh, turmoil? Turmoil? Is that anything like corn oil?
No, not exactly. See, turmoil is as American, well, it's as American as Big Bird. See, in a country like ours where there are so many different opinions, turmoil seems to go with the territory, and turbulence, too.
Turbulence? Oh, don't you get that with an airplane?
No, there were no airplanes when America was born. But, boy, there sure was a lot of turmoil and turbulence. Take the Continental Congress.
Ah, well, that's an airline, right?
No. It was a shambles. They were constantly at each other's throats. But when they'd finished, they had forged a declaration.
Well, I do declare.
What was going to be? I don't understand these words.
Okay, everybody. Okay. If you all want to quiet down, I think we can start the play.
Kermit, darling, don't you look adorable in your little Thomas Jefferson outfit?
Thank you.
Kermit, what is this play we're doing? I mean, even the title sounds weird. 1,776?
No. It's 1776, the date of the founding of America.
Oh, okay. Oh, what part do moi play?
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Piggy, but the play takes place at the Continental Congress. There's no part for you.
Well, hold it, Frog. What do you mean? There are no women at the Continental Congress?
There are no pigs.
What?
Okay, now then, everybody, are we ready to begin?
Kermit, I don't see any jokes in my part.
Wait a minute, Ho. If we're doing a play about the founding of America, shouldn't we do it like it really was?
Oh, this is like it really was.
Wait a minute, look at the script, Kermit. It's full of fighting and shouting and arguing. It's chaos.
The United States of America was founded in the midst of chaos.
Woo! My kind of country.
Okay, everybody, enough of this. Let the play begin.
Yeah!
The Second Continental Congress, meeting in the city of Philadelphia, is now in session. 7th June, 1776, the Honorable John Hancock of Massachusetts presiding.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. The chair now invites you to begin debate on the resolution of American independence.
Wow! Independence for America! This is America. We're going to be independent.
Gentlemen, remember the Alamo.
Come on. You're supposed to ask me why I want independence.
Oh, why independence, Mr. Adams?
For the obvious reason that our continued association with Great Britain has grown intolerable. You're right. Yes.
Mr. Adams, Great Britain is intolerable? To whom, Mr. Adams? Why, personally, I have no objections at all to being part of the greatest empire on earth and sharing its benefits.
What benefits? What benefits? Crippling taxes? Cruel repression? Abolish rights? Kermit, this stuff is not funny.
If that all means to you, sir, well, what about real patriots? Some men are patriots like General Washington.
Did someone call for General Washington? I cannot tell a lie. Moi, I'm here.
Piggy, General Washington was not at the Continental Congress.
But mon cher, he was the father of our country.
No, George Washington was at home packing to go to Valley Forge.
Valley Forge, is that some sort of health spa?
That's enough. We're supposed to be doing a serious play here.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I call the question of American independence.
Gentlemen, why do you listen to this incendiary little man?
Watch
This
it.
Boston radical.
Whoa.
This madman.
Madman?
Yes, I've said
Are
it
you
so glad.
calling me a madman?
Yes.
You dribble?
A lawyer.
We're talking about the basic
business
of life here.
We will not be repressed.
Ophthalmologist.
We will not be repressed. We're talking about the
7 years ago, our forefathers
Piggy, you're 407 years too early for this play.
Fie on you, sir. Fie. Come in. Go away. Go away. Wait. Kermit, are you sure that the Continental Congress is really like this?
Well, actually, yes. The history books tell us it was a lot like this.
Well, where will it all end?
Well, in their case, it ended with the Declaration of Independence and the founding of the United States of America.
And in our case?
What else? Song cue!
You're welcome.
There is a brotherhood of men, a benevolent brotherhood of men.
Our noble tie that binds
all human hearts and minds
into one brotherhood of men.
Always the same, the marching in. Oh, I want to be in the number. And the saints go marching in.
Modulate.
Go marching in. Oh, let the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in the number. In the brotherhood of men. Who's that whisper? Who's that cruncher? It's Oreo action for Oreo muncher. Be a liquor, a cruncher, a chocolate